Mr. Transformers 96 here. So in the video, I'm going to be showing you guys my top 5 hot toys that I'm most anticipating for the upcoming movies. I'm not doing like a specific year. Sometimes I do like a specific year, but this time I'm just kind of doing just in general the ones that I'm excited for movies that are coming out soon. I would say within like 8 months or so. I mean, with the exception of one of these, and it's more of a 11 months. But yeah, so because some of this stuff like if I just did 2019, I might be tempted to throw in some Star Wars stuff, but like we haven't seen anything from the new Star Wars movie and things like that, so I want to just keep it with stuff that we like have seen, know what's coming up for, and things like that. So these are just my personal choices. I'm saying the ones that I would love to see. I think that all of the choices on this list are very possible to happen, to be honest. So I am kind of excited about that, and there's quite a few figures that I'm like really stoked to hopefully see actually get made. So let's start off the list. Just so here's some of the movies that that I've chosen to go with. Obviously, Shazam comes out. You have Avengers 4. The Avengers 4, I was tempted to throw some stuff on here, but other than a few like little leaked photos from like toys and stuff, we really don't know much of what the characters are going to look like in the new movie and things like that. So I decided not to add anything for Avengers 4. Obviously, this list will probably evolve and grow as time goes on. We see more from other movies, and we see more from these movies themselves. But at the moment, here's my current rankings. So let's get started, with my number 5 choice being Captain Marvel from the Captain Marvel movie. So yeah, so overall, like, this is the one figure that I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get. If she is great, like if I really enjoy the Captain Marvel movie and, you know, she becomes a big part of the MCU, I will probably get her, but I've I've almost gone away from buying every Marvel character, to be honest. I used to do that, and I've kind of stopped doing that a bit, and I'm kind of just sticking with characters that I find just super necessary, and the villains. I'm a big villain fan, so far I've bought every Marvel villain, and I plan to continue to do that just because, like, I'm a big villains fan. But Captain Marvel, I am excited for her movie. I think that it does look great. It looks good. Her first trailer wasn't, like, mind-blowing, but it was good. So I am anticipating to see more from the film, and I am kind of excited for Captain Marvel in general. I consider putting the Skrulls on this list as well, but they look a little Star Trek-like to me. I'm not loving the look of them just from what we've seen so far, so I'm holding off on putting Skrulls on this list. But assuming that the Skrulls look pretty good in the film, and there's some and they look a little less Star Trek-y the more we see of them, then I will consider adding them to this, because I am excited for the Skrulls just because I like the Skrulls from the comics. Now, number 4, I'm going to stick with Captain Marvel as well, but I'm going to go with Ronin. I think this is our chance to get a Ronin figure, and I think that it's possible to get a Ronin figure. Out of everybody on this list, this is the one that I think has the least chance of being made, but I still think it has a chance. I think it has a decent chance, to be honest. They've kind of gone back and have done some other villains, like the Vulture, they went back and did. This one would be a prime candidate to have that happen with as well, since he is in this movie, and they never made him for Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I know a lot of people wanted him from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, so I'm very excited to see him back in this movie. I think that his new look looks really cool. I love the green, because obviously it very much represents him from the comics, so I like that a lot. I love the green costume. The only, issue I have with him as far as looks-wise compared to the Guardians is that he doesn't have the face paint, and I think that he looks a lot less cool without the face paint, I must say. So it's disappointing not to see the face paint, but I do like the green costume a lot, and I would certainly love a Ronin figure, and this is obviously Hot Toys' chance to do a figure that they didn't do before, so that would be great, and I am hoping that we do get him. Now, my third choice is definitely going to be the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Now, this figure, I assume, will be made. If the movie's rated R, and there might be some licensing issues, we'll have to see, because it's outside of the DCU, essentially, so it'll be interesting to see, like, what type of toys actually come out for this film. But as far as just the character and what we've seen of the film so far, I'm very excited for it. I've really grown to really enjoy this look for Joker, and I do like Joaquin Phoenix as an actor, so I am very excited for this movie. movie in general, I think that's going to be super unique, and that's always very important. So I am quite excited for that. But the figure or the character himself, I think, looks really cool, and it's a really unique version of Joker, but while still being like classically Joker, you obviously can tell it is him. So I am very excited for this movie, and I think a figure of him from Hot Toys would be great. I do have a fair amount of Joker Hot Toys figures, so and a lot of them are like, you know, my favorite Hot Toys, like especially some of the Heath Ledger ones. So to get a Joaquin Phoenix one, I think would be great and would be a nice addition to my to the Joker collection, essentially. So I'm very excited for the movie, and assuming the movie doesn't disappoint, I think a figure would be super cool, I must say. Now, number 2 is from a movie that's coming out quite soon, so we'll get an answer if this will actually happen within the next couple of months. But we have Black Manta. So far from the Aquaman line, they only showed one figure, and it was Aquaman in his, you know, new orange and green costume, and they showed it at Comic-Con. We haven't seen any other figures from the movie. However, I do think that they will produce quite a few other figures, to be honest. I think that a lot of people are pretty stoked for Aquaman, and the costumes in the film are very visually stunning. I think they'll translate really well in Hot Toys versions. And for me personally, Black Manta is a character that I really like, and I absolutely love his look in the new movie. I'm very excited for him in the film, so I think a Hot Toys version of him would be super cool. I think they could do some awesome things, especially since Hot Toys utilizes lights, and with the kind of gills on the side of his chest and the massive red eyes, you could have some sweet light-up effects with this character. Probably one of the best light-up effects that Hot Toys has ever had the chance of doing. So I think you could have a really stunning looking figure, and I think Hot Toys would really do him justice. So we'll have to see. He's not like the main villain, so you know, I don't know if Hot Toys will make him. But again, I think that he is just so ripe for a Hot Toys figure that they might not be able to resist, and it might be relatively easy for them to do him, especially if they don't give an interchangeable head sculpt with the actual actor. Because I don't think it's necessary, to be quite honest. Like it's not like a big name that is that's under that mask. It's just, you know, it's not like a big actor. And I don't think that while he's wearing like the Black Manta suit, I don't think he's gonna have the helmet on too much. Or sorry, he's not gonna have the helmet on too much. So. And the helmet is like Black Manta, like that's his whole thing. So I would be totally fine if they don't give us an actual head sculpt and they just do the helmet, because nobody in their right mind would ever display Black Manta without his iconic helmet on. So overall, I think that this would be pretty easy for Hot Toys to do it. I think it's just a little too irresistible for them to do. It's a figure that they don't need to make a head sculpt for, and they can like just use light up effects, which are pretty simple for them to do, and have the figure just look absolutely stunning. So I think there's a very good chance we'll get a Black Manta figure. I'm quite excited for that line in general, and again, it's coming up so soon that we will be seeing we will start seeing figures being shown, hopefully within the next month or two. But again, Aquaman, they're definitely doing, I would assume they'll do Mira, and then Ocean Master and Black Manta are the ones that I'm not quite sure on. We probably will get maybe 2 versions of Aquaman as well. So overall, Black Manta would be so great. And then my number 1 choice for a figure that I'm most looking forward to, hopefully Hot Toys making from a up-and-coming film, is one where we only have a few set photos for, but the set photos that we do have are really exciting, and it is Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home. So this one I would really hope that we get a Hot Toys figure for. I have to say, Mysterio is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. My favorite Spider-Man villain and my favorite just Marvel character is Carnage, and I am very excited to see Carnage in a future Venom film. But when it comes to like just Spider-Man villains, just like classic Spider-Man villains, because Carnage is a symbiote, he has a relationship with Venom, and he's in a lot of like symbiote type of stories that specifically focus on that. But when you're just talking about like Spider-Man classic villains, Mysterio is like the best one in my opinion. I really do like him. I like the fact that he's all about practical effects. He has like some movie theatrical pieces to him, which, you know, I always kind of relate to and really enjoy. And then his look is goofy and stupid, but it's amazing at the same time. And what's really amazing is that the movie has not strayed far from his goofy look. They've actually embraced it. I think in some cases they've enhanced the goofiness with adding like the purple lights on his chest and everything. And particularly in the left photo, you can really, like, that's a nice high definition image. You can really see the detail on the costume. He's got lights within his cape, and he has some really cool detailing on the outline rim of the cape. I think looks really really cool. And then the texture in his green is that standard like checkered pattern, which is really neat. And then he has some gold gauntlets and things. So I mean, they are like really sticking to the comics accurate look, which I absolutely love. Jake Gyllenhaal is a big actor and an actor that I really enjoy, so I think seeing him in the role is very exciting as well. And yeah, I think that this would be a fantastic figure. I would imagine then there's no confirmation of a fishbowl. I would imagine that this set photo is more from the end of the film. We've heard rumors that this is like the final battle that they're filming here, so I would imagine that his fishbowl has been knocked off or something. But I would be shocked if there isn't a fishbowl in the movie. Now maybe he doesn't wear it very much because they really want to get their money's worth for Jake Gyllenhaal, and therefore they keep the fishbowl off a lot, but there definitely has to be a scene where he is wearing it. I would be shocked if there isn't. So overall, I'm super excited for Mysterio, just as a character and in the movie, and then he just has a look that would translate really nicely in figure form. So overall, I would absolutely love a Mysterio Hot Toys figure. So there's my choices. You have number 1 as Mysterio, number 2 Black Manta, number 3 the Joker, number 4 Ronin, number 5 Captain Marvel, and yeah, those are my top 5 Hot Toys that I'm most anticipating for up and coming movies that Hot Toys might actually, like make the characters for. I'm very excited for all of those. And I think that I would absolutely buy all of them. Captain Marvel's the only one I'm a little iffy on, just because I don't like buy every single Marvel hero. But I am definitely interested in her. And then the only way that I wouldn't buy like Joker is if the movie is just absolutely trash. But the way it's coming together so far, it's looking really good. So overall, I think that I have confidence in the movie. And then I think there's figure-wise, Black Manta and Mysterio would just be absolutely stunning. So yeah, overall, very excited for all of these characters and their respective movies, and really hoping that we do get Hot Toys for each and every one of them. So let me know what you guys think of my choices for the Hot Toys that I'm most looking forward to for upcoming movies, and love to hear your guys' choices as well. And thanks so much for watching.